innovative solutions and paradigm shift in the way we work and in the way we move forward. 20th century was a political century where the world was divided along ideological blocks, communist bloc, capitalist bloc, non-aligned movement. 21st century is a century of economic ideologies. Which country can produce more wealth? Which country can distribute the wealth more justly? And which country can run this wealth creation engine more competitively? These are the three drivers that determine the fate of the nations in 21st century. So as a result, we have our diplomats who have been doing diplomacy in 20th century, and they would know what was the Cold War like over ideological, political ideologies. Today, the Cold War is not on political ideology. It is on economics. The blocs we have today are G7, G20, G77. And the passport to these blocs is not what is your ideology. The passport is what is your per capita income. So if we have to move up the ladder from G77 to G20 and G20 to maybe G7 one day, inshallah, we have to focus how we can increase our per capita income. How can we move up on the economic ladder? And it was this vision, essentially, that transpired our journey into CPAC. When in 2013, when we came into government, Pakistan was facing almost similar challenges. We were at the brink of default, 16 to 17 hours power shortages. No day would pass when a suicide bomber will not blow himself. And no international investor was willing to come to Pakistan. And everyone was calling Pakistan a safe haven for terrorist networks. But then, under the leadership of Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, we started CPAC, and within a span of 3 years, we were able to harness $29 billion worth of Chinese investments into various projects, starting from Gwadar to highways, to energy, to telecommunication, to socio-economic sectors in every field. And Wall Street Journal put in one of its editions a headline that Pakistan becomes haven for $46 billion Chinese investment. So all of a sudden, the world that was viewing us as a security country started to look at us as a haven for billions of dollars of Chinese investment. As a result, Pakistan's identity changed, our profile changed. We were able to install 11,000 megawatts of new power, and just for comparison, let me say, from 47 till 2013, in 67 years, we installed 18,000 megawatts. So compare 18,000 in 67 years with almost 11,000 in 4 years. That is something. We constructed over 2,000 kilometers of motorways. The country almost became networked with very advanced and modern physical infrastructure of motorways and highways from Gwadar to Peshawar, Karachi to northern areas. And also we introduced 3G, 4G and fiber optic under CPAC from China. So country also got not its motorways but also information highways. As a result, in 2017-18, every ambassador in the town, whether American, British, EU, Japan, would come to me and have only, I can see Mr. Hassan Daud and he will, I think, bear witness. every ambassador in the town will come and ask me one question. Excellency, tell us how and where can our companies join CPEC projects? So the world thought that Pakistan has found a holy grail. But then what happened? In 2018, everyone wanted to come and invest in Pakistan. And in 2022, we are asking every friend of Pakistan to roll over our debts. That's very sad and very tragic. And what has happened in these 4 years? That we again dropped that catch that was coming our way. And I always used to say that we cannot afford to drop this CPAC catch. We have dropped 3 catches earlier, one in 60s, second in 1991. And this is a football-sized ball, and we ought to, even if we close our eyes, we should take it. But we dropped it again. So I think one lesson for us is all is good. Geoeconomics, Pakistan, is such a great location. And that was the driving vision behind Vision 2025, that all our history we have played geopolitics, and for a change, let us try geoeconomics. Because we happen to be located at the intersection of 3 engines of growth: Asia, South Asia, Central Asia, and China. 3 billion people. Pakistan has the location to connect these 3 regions and be the center of trade and commerce and business for a market or a region, economic region of 3 billion people through east-west and north-south connectivity. So that was our vision 2025, and China had Belt and Road Initiative. So CPEC was congruence of both visions, and we were well on way, and I think that opportunity is still there. If we move forward, Pakistan will become the center of trade and commerce and business for the region. And for the maritime routes that flow out of Gwadar, the CPAC connectivity can extend beyond Middle East into Africa and Europe and can be a great game changer. But when you do geoeconomics, we cannot ignore geopolitics. And one of the reasons I suspect behind the change in 2018 was also to stop the fast forward of CPAC, because it was changing the geopolitics of the region through geoeconomics very profoundly. So, and today we see that journey has been broken, but we are again trying to revive it, and I think we cannot afford, we owe it to history and to our future generations that we have to get back into same old speed, and that is our now desire to achieve that speed with which we were moving forward. And let me also say a little contribution which I hope Navy will understand and acknowledge. As part of our vision of blue economy under CPAC, we realize that it is very important for Pakistan to protect its seas and its oceans. And and particularly with the strategic importance of Gwadar. So when I visited once Karachi port and MSA headquarters, so I virtually found that the boats with which MSA patrols were equivalent of chinchis we have on our roads. So with those, 50-year-old boats, it was not possible to patrol the seas. So making an exception, we financed probably 8 ships for MSA from Public Sector Development Program. And today, MSA has very modern ships to patrol the sea and ocean and to protect our maritime interests. The second project that we started from Public Sector Development Program as part of our vision to support blue economy was Karachi Shipyard project. Again, a big project. It was funded from Public Sector Development Program to enable Pakistan to become a base for manufacturing the ships and be a service center and a manufacturing hub for ship industry. So I hope that those two projects are adding value, and we are committed to promoting the blue economy potential of Pakistan. And let me also say that another surprise that we found after 4 years was that Gwadar port, which was the deep sea port, in last 4 years, no one had bothered to carry out its maintenance dredging. So not only no one did the maintenance dredging, but also the breakwater project, for which very concessional Chinese funding was there, was not even utilized. So as a result, the depth of port, which was at one time about 12.5 meters, has reduced to, I think, 8.5 meters or something like that.
21वीं सदी इकोनॉमिक आइडियोलॉजी की है, फीकस आमदनी में इजाफे के लिए सबको मेहनत करना